when our lives have become so conditioned by our own possessions that the possessions have possessed us. Hello, this is Father Sunny, and welcome to another dose of Holy. When we look at many of the miracles of Jesus, one of the ones that are most common that we see that he did during his public ministry is that he expelled demons. People that were possessed by a demon were brought to Jesus, and he would expel them and and command these evil spirits to set free this person that they have possessed. So, in a way, possession means really, what is possession if it's not the devil taking over the human person and rendering that person captive or unfree, or in other words, quarantined. So, yes, the true possession is the true experience of being possessed by the devil is when you have no control over yourself, because the devil or the demon has taken control over you. You are possessed. You have become the plaything of the devil. You have been taken. You have been rendered unfree, and you have no control over yourself. So that's being possessed. But the word possess, meaning something that you acquire or you had that you can have, is a universal word that we use for things like, I possess a wristwatch, I possess a lanyard, I possess a t-shirt. It's something that we own, something that we have. So it is normal, I think, that we own something, in a sense, as in the spirituality of creation, is that we become stewards of the things that God has given us. I own a t-shirt because God has made me responsible for this particular t-shirt as a blessing from God. But it is possible that we may not be possessed by a demon per se, like there is no demon that's taking over our minds and controlling our actions, and yet it's still possible for us to be possessed. How is that? When our lives have become so conditioned by our own possessions that the possessions have possessed us, have taken over us, or when we have become addicted or subdued into the reality of something that we possess, instead of possessing something, that something now possesses us. I think that is a more common possession that many of us might experience in our lives. Any type of addiction is a type of possession, that a vice. Let's say, if you cannot get rid of smoking, and you have to smoke, otherwise you'll feel crazy or uneasy about your day. Your day is not complete, and you can become very unkind, or you become a bad person because you cannot smoke your cigarette, for something like that. Then the cigarette has taken over you. You are now possessed by the cigarette. Any type of addiction, including shopping, that if you cannot shop, you don't feel good, you don't feel yourself. That's a type of possession. You have been possessed by shopping online. And together with possession, together with this whole idea of being controlled by the things that we own, the other thing that's at work in here is the tendency of the human person to be greedy. It is part of our fundamental sin that somewhere within us there is that desire to amass and to possess and to take all as much as we are able, even though we might not need it. And so that tendency of greed to show up in the human mind, or in the lifestyle of a human person, can cause us to be possessed by the things of this world. The only way to liberate ourselves from these possessions, of course, is to focus on God. In fact, maybe it's good to ask ourselves, these things that we own and these things that we find valuable, material goods of the earth that we find valuable, do they really help us in getting to heaven? When we go to the other side of life, when we die, are we able to bring these things, or are they gonna be left behind? It is good to always think in terms of those, between those that are temporal and those that are eternal. If it is temporal, then don't allow that to possess you. If it is eternal, like God, hope, love, peace, faith, then that's the one that we need to kind of move move towards in order for us to not be possessed by the things of the earth. One other type of possession that can happen is to be possessive of people. We might not even think about that once in a while, but sometimes when we put others as our possessions, that we use other people for our own benefit, that is also a type of possession. When we now think of our relationship with other people as something that we can manipulate or maneuver, so that the other people we deal with other people as if they are things instead of as ends in themselves. These are all kinds of different ways of looking at possession. So it is good that once in a while we have to kind of think about what's going on, pause for a little bit and ask yourself, have I been possessed? Are you possessed? Have you been taken over? Have you lost control over your life because you've allowed something or someone to be the center of your life instead of God Himself? This is Father Sunny and another dose of holy, and I hope that this will help us today to reflect on as to which one matters most in life and the ones that we have to make sure that remains as secondary or not that important in life, and therefore not be possessed by the things of this world. God bless you.